soul to the bottom. Still none of my friends has left me yet. I'm the same I was at the age of 13, and I live my life right now. If you're looking for freedom, all it takes is 10 drinks a month. If you're looking for right.
We're live. This is 10 Drink Minimum. Oh, is it going to keep going? I guess it's going to keep going. Lots of fucking technical difficulties today, man. It's the last day of Comicon. That's what's happening. I'm your host, Chris Burnett. This show is sponsored by the Topo Chico Seltzer. Though we have other, right? We have other stuff?
We've got other stuff.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Who's that?
What,
Smiley? Look at that.
Oh, me.
Why are you so dark right here?
I don't know.
And then so lit up right there.
That does not make sense.
Huh. Okay.
It's all right. I have my own mic now.
We have a couple special, and we have a couple special guests with us. Smiley, should I bring them in?
Yes, you should.
We have one Ming Chen.
Oh,
what's up, everybody? What's
up? You might know him because he works down at the Golden Pride on Lomas. And oh no, wait, that's not you.
Yeah, no, I'm the busboy at the Frontier.
Oh gosh,
right by the UNM University.
Dude, do you think the busboys at the Frontier have like PTSD? They're like, I seen shit.
I've heard the shit that went down there. Today, though, they did me a solid. I dropped my credit card while I was ordering.
Oh, I know, dude. That was so weird. So Smiley, we're in Frontier, and they're like, "Can Ming CJ please come to the front?" And I was like, "They have an intercom here?"
Oh no, they're calling you out.
Yeah, has that never happened where you heard them page somebody?
Fuck no. I was like, and then TJ, what's up? I was like, oh, he's dead. They're gonna kill him.
Yeah. Usually when they call your full name, you're in trouble. But I dropped my credit card, which has my full legal name on it.
Yeah.
And
but it's fine. He bought 42 burritos. 16 cinnamon rolls, and it was $33.
Yeah, it's great. God bless you, Frontier.
Yeah.
Thank you for the warm welcome back. This is part of my Albuquerque experience, man. I got a podcast from the studio.
Yeah, we almost didn't, but the reason why we did, no, it wasn't you that insisted. It was one CJ Cullen.
Oh,
what's your podcast in New Jersey?
Cullen on Film.
Yeah,
and then sometimes Ming and I get together and we do Talk Hard.
Ooh. You guys talk hard?
We talk hard. Well, you know that's from Christian Slater's
Pump
movie.
Up the Volume. I've seen it. I just thought maybe you guys took it literally. You're like, hold on, let me get there, guys. Okay, now we can go. Wait, lost it.
No.
Nope, now it's back again.
You guys don't do that here?
I'm always heard, bro.
Because like on your viewpoint, you can see Smiley's crotch. I'm like, wow, he's turgid like all the time.
Yeah.
Podcasting gets me excited, man.
I don't.
Wow, what?
What was that?
that was me making a noise. Sorry
This sounds like somebody's farting in the background. I don't know where to put in this new studio. I don't know where to put Smiley.
No, I think where he is perfect.
No, it's pretty good over there.
He's like the devil on my shoulder.
It reminds me of like some Tom Green. You just have like, and who's that guy way over there? Hey, I'm just the guy way over here. Sometimes I say stuff.
This is
like
the Tom
Paul
Green
Schaefer.
Show.
You're like Paul Schaefer on the Late Show.
What is it? This is the Tom Green Show. It's not the Green Tom Show, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
It is my favorite show.
Did you see that clip on the internet where somebody was talking? They basically were showing Joe Rogan having like the epiphany of like podcasting.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, one day this will be like user created.
Yeah.
Like everybody have their own radio show.
He's on Tom Green's show.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is great. He's like, you don't have to, and then it's like weird. And then now Tom Green's a cowboy.
Cowboy.
Wait, what?
You haven't seen this? Yeah, he bought a ranch back in Canada. He went back to Canada, bought a ranch, bought the farm. He's dead.
Wow.
No, bought a ranch.
R.I.P.
And he's a big cowboy.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
Raise cattle?
Yeah. Or I'm trying to think if he has cattle. He has a lot of different livestock. Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of different livestock.
It's a tough life, man. You did that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Where you were a farmer and
farming and ranching, man.
Yeah.
For a while on the show, that was the one connector that we all had. It was like, oh, so all of us grew up in farming?
Yeah.
You farm too?
Weird. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You did too?
My great uncle had a farm, and he worked on it until he's still alive. That guy just never stops.
Yeah.
But yeah, I worked on his farm.
We have farms by us, but
Dude, don't talk like you're hard. We're freaking soft-handed city slickers, man. From
we are
New Jersey.
But there are farms in New Jersey. People don't realize
but it's
that.
Bruce Springsteen's horse farm. Like that's not the same.
CJ
caliber.
told me he's never even shot a gun.
It's true.
Do you want
Never.
to?
Then he goes.
I'd like to try.
Then he said something I didn't quite understand. He's like, I'd like to go to a range and shoot
Gun
the
range,
gun.
right? Gun
And I was
range.
like, you go to a range to shoot a gun? You don't just go outside?
Yeah, just go down on Central. You can shoot all the guns you want out there.
Man, we can't. In New Jersey, there's a lot of.
Cat.
I mean, we gotta go to range. It's the only way.
Yeah.
There you go. And it's funny.
Did you learn the signals?
I did. You want to see?
What?
What is this? A Smash Mouth song? Like a shape of an L on her forehead? What
That's
What
right.
the hell, man?
That's right.
Well, at least it's not random like it was last week. We're like, why is it doing this?
Yeah.
Why is it zooming in and out?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is CJ's very first time in Albuquerque.
It
But
is.
we busted his cherry,
Did.
and then we also broke him in on a lot of things.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
You literally landed less than 48 hours ago.
That's right. So that's a
Yes.
good. So then that's a good start. Brody, you're not on this show. This is not for you.
The dog wants to so badly be on.
Question. So CJ, well, hold on. We're way ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, we are.
We've got, for people who don't understand, the currency of this podcast, we don't go with dollars or cents. We live our lives on how rich and malort we are. And because of our good friend Roger, who's here in the studio, he's not on the mic or the camera, but he's here with us.
He's right here next to me.
He's from Chicago, and he made us. We were kind of malort. We weren't malort rich anymore. We were like kind of malort, like middle class,
Mm-hmm.
And
We were
I would
almost there.
upper middle class, but we're kind of malort, filthy rich right now. We are, right, Brody? I agree.
Yes.
And so I brought out a couple. I don't think I have enough for every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 glasses.
I'm okay. I don't need it.
No.
No,
No, I'm sorry. I got 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 6.
CJ, that's not how this works here.
Well,
you don't
okay.
have a choice.
Well, we're not showing. You,
Oh, right. Yeah.
We're not
No,
showing.
What?
Yeah, just a preface. CJ's an educator. He's not allowed to be depicted.
Well, I will have the camera not on you.
Yeah, you don't need. I could do it without.
Actually,
No,
no,
we
you've
should-
had it. You've had it.
We should. Yeah, we
You
should.
know what?
Yeah, play it safe.
All right, we've got 6 glasses. We have 5 people, or we have one for
Sorry
everybody
about
but
that.
CJ. Can somebody pour them?
Roger, you're an expert, right?
So
Yeah.
I'm very excited to be here. By the way,
Oh man! And then here's the shot.
Yeah, you're talking hard right now. We
Here's
can
the
see
only
it.
shot glass. Oh no, there's. You know what? We do have enough for everybody. But can you pour like a shot in?
How does a show called 10 Drink Minimum not have enough shot glasses?
I don't. I break them.
Well,
Oh.
I should probably ask for some now that I think about it.
What?
Shot glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have a sponsor.
Topo
I
Chico
can-
Seltzer. They
I
don't.
can ask them for things.
Can you ask them for shots? Topo Chico has shot glasses.
Well,
So-
Coors does, and that's who distributes them.
Why
so,
does Coors have shot glasses?
of course, that shot glass.
Yeah, why?
Coors has everything.
Yeah,
No, but they have no liquor.
I'm sure they own something.
yeah,
It's like
they own a lot.
water-ish beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Could you imagine, like, we fly home tomorrow, and by the time we land, like, you're fired because, like, you're
Yeah.
depicted on podcast drinking. You get fired over Malort.
He's not. He's the only one not.
He's not the one. He's the one not drinking.
Yeah, I know, but
Okay, hold on. So Michelle, have you ever had this?
No.
Okay. So we have a couple. We have an audience. Just-
wow, you guys got
Yeah.
ladies in the
Yeah.
10 Drink Minimum studio.
It's
It,
amazing.
it does happen.
So
Yeah.
Not very often, but yes.
CJ can't have
Yeah,
it.
you can
yeah, I can't have it
yeah.
on
camera.
Oh.
It's okay. You don't. I don't want to get you in trouble.
Let me.
seltzer water.
Hold on.
Ming, Toca Chico. We don't really have the seltzer, but we don't have the liquor.
No, we don't.
They don't
we
have
don't
Topo
have it.
Chico seltzer.
No, we have seltzer water.
Yeah.
That's
oh,
it.
but not the hard seltzer.
No,
Oh no.
There we go.
but we love Topo Chico. We have the glass bottles.
Well, you apparently
it's
don't. You keep
amazing.
calling it Toco.
Toco.
Topo.
Topo.
There you go. I'm trying to zoom it in on Ming a little. There we go.
I also lost my voice, so
Yeah.
sorry, people, if my voice sounds weird.
Mine sounds weird.
It's not this weird usually.
All right. I can't see him.
I think we've all been orating.
Here, I'll do this. I'll
the
put it
whole
on Smiley
weekend.
because Smiley's the one who hates it the most.
I have a visceral reaction.
Yeah. All right. Here you
Okay,
go, guys.
cheers,
Here's
guys.
to another successful con.
Yep. To Tendring Minimum, to
Yeah.
the great city of Albuquerque,
Yeah.
to Jepson's Malort, everybody.
It'll cure what ails you. It kills the worms in your guts. Look at Smiley's face. Look at him. Look at him. Suffer. Suffer, boy. Stick through it. Stick through it.
Why do we keep doing this to ourselves?
Every time.
Yeah.
Now we know why there are no ladies ever in Tendring Minimum Studios.
We do tonight.
Yeah, we do
Not
that.
anymore. We don't. They're out of here, man.
They're like,
That's it.
That's
It's
it.
over.
Malort, forget it.
It's over.
They're all this dirty
disgusting.
dirt liquor that you guys drink.
Actually, I think it helped my voice.
Yeah.
I think my voice is coming back.
But you didn't do one, so.
No, I didn't do one.
No, I don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I had Toco
Toco
Chico.
It's got a pee in it,
Seltzer
son.
water.
You
Seltzer
will,
water.
you will not come on my show and disrespect our one and only sponsor. I'm just
Yes.
kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Chris's job.
Yeah. I'm the one that burns the bridges around here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We had other sponsors before this.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, we have this liquor here, and then I don't like it, but it's the sponsor of the show.
That was how he would describe
That's no
our
joke.
sponsors.
I mean, it's a little too sugary for me, so if you like sugar crap that will burn your kidneys out, get this. That's what I would say.
I'm like, thanks, Chris. Also, our sponsor.
But I do love this.
Do you have other sponsors?
No,
We
I
had-
fucked them up. I'm not a good host. Like
we
I'll be
had
all
other sponsors.
I'm all United States Postal Service. If you want your shit to get there late, it's gonna might as well do that, I guess. No,
yeah.
we have had other sponsors. No, we had Long Drink. You know
Yep.
Long Drink.
Yeah.
Yes. Now,
So-
Ming is a big fan of long
A
drink.
big long drink.
No,
fan.
and so are we. And then the guy passed away. That was like our.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our rep. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
our rep.
Can you get a new rep?
He passed away, and then his partner retired. So I
Really?
have no idea
Yeah.
how to get a hold of them.
No, I'm
anymore.
fine. No. We Topo Chico. I prefer Topo Chico over Long Drink.
Oh yeah, and these guys are going to give us a pallet.
Yeah. They're just gonna back up a truck.
How many? How many?
not
in,
lying.
How many in a pallet, Smiley? Of how many Topo Chicos are we talking here in a pallet?
It was a lot.
170 cases, I
Yeah.
think.
Holy
So how many
moly.
cans of that total?
12 in a case.
12
Yeah.
in a case times
And,
170.
Yeah.
24 in a case.
24 times 170.
That's just for you guys in the studio.
Yeah.
Are you
Yep.
serious? It's
Yeah.
that many?
Yeah.
It's like, isn't that like 2,000 or something?
I don't know, dude. I'm just gonna sell it on the street
We'll
to
have
kids.
to make room
Just
for
kidding.
it.
Not gonna
Are
do
you,
that.
are you neighbors?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a thing. I can't even believe like they like us that much. They're like, you're doing a great job for our brand. You need a pallet.
Yeah.
What?
Well, he tells me, he goes,
Maybe we need a pallet.
he goes, they asked me if I wanted a pallet, and I said no. I was like, what the fuck? You said no to that? And he's like, we don't have the room. I was like, oh, I'll sleep on it. Shit.
That is my new bed.
Why
Just
would
that
you-
pallet of Topo
Why
Chico.
would you not automatically say yes to that?
Yeah.
I was thinking about logistics. Like, where are we gonna put all this? What am I gonna do with a freaking 170 cases? Like, I'd have to find a place to put it.
Drink to death?
Yeah, drink it to death.
I see plenty of room here in Tendring Minimum Studios.
I can see Smiley as like the beer fest. You remember beer fest when the guys drank all the beer?
Oh, wait. The movie Beer Fest?
Yes.
Yeah, they filmed it here.
Nope. I was in
did?
that.
And I wonder who's in
Were
that.
you you were in it? Did you drink all the beer and almost
Hold on a second. Did Smiley just have a CJ moment? He's like, I'm in that.
That might be That's a CJ
Is,
moment.
is that a CJ moment?
That is a
Dude,
CJ
you
moment.
don't
was
remember
in
in
that.
Chicago, like everything we talk about, CJ's like, I'm in that movie.
I'm in that movie.
Yeah. Like, God damn it.
Yeah, but most of the stuff I'm in
Yeah.
it for like my head or my
Yeah.
eyes or my body for a second.
Don't we see your elbow in Wolf of Wall Street?
No,
See your elbow?
There was another movie you see me elbow.
Okay.
Wolf of Wall Street. I'm in a lot.
I know,
Yeah,
but
no.
what do we see in Wolf? What body part do we see in Wolf of Wall
the whole
Street?
body.
We see your whole body?
Yeah,
In what scene?
A lot. I'm in a lot
Okay.
of that movie. So if
Okay.
you watch the movie, you see my face a lot.
And you're in the brokerage. Like
Brokerage,
you're-
all the big scenes, I'm there. My students spot me, like they'll watch it and they'll spot me. Oh, you're here.
Is that what you? Is that your curriculum? Like if they spot you, they get a
Can they
better
spot me?
grade?
They get an A.
They get A+.
If they spot me in a new scene that I don't realize I'm in, they get an A.
You're all nice.
Oh, really?
Now there was a movie with that you see my shoulder in it was
How do you know that that's your fucking shoulder?
I do because I was wearing that. I was there. And it was Robin Williams and John Travolta. That stupid movie.
He's like, wait, pause.
I can't even remember the name of
That's
the
my
movie.
shoulder right there, dude.
It was a Disney movie. It was the two of them. And
He's like, see that dude throwing up? That's my shoulder right there,
You-
by him.
it was a bad movie.
Do you use this line at bars to pick up chicks?
Yeah.
It was like, oh man, I was in a movie with John Travolta
No,
and
I never say that.
hey, Robin
I'm
Williams,
saying
like,
it
oh,
now.
yeah,
I don't
like-
know why because we got into it, but I don't say
Yeah.
that shit.
I do.
Can I-
I do.
I
I'm like,
cursed?
why not?
Am I allowed
I'm
to
like,
curse?
I was in this like TV show with Matthew Broderick. Here's a picture of me in the background, and
So,
here he is in the
I love
foreground.
Matthew Broderick, by the way. My favorite movie of all time is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Well, yeah, because it's amazing.
So-
I show that every year.
Not Matthew Broderick. So, like, it's been Comicon. So, Ming and I do panels, and I got to do the Weekend at Bernie's panel, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm
So-
jealous. I missed it. I can't.
Right.
I'm sorry, I missed it, man.
I'm about to
I
tell you a
don't-
story from that
Okay.
that was like, holy fuck.
Okay,
And
proceed.
it blew Andrew McCarthy's like brain.
Really?
So Jonathan Silverman, like someone's telling a story and somebody's like, or somebody came up and asked a question, and they mentioned David Schwimmer.
Oh, wow.
And Jonathan Silverman's like,
They're good friends, aren't they?
Well, yes. So somebody said, "Is there someone you competed with back in the day when you were coming up, like a Jonathan, like a David Schwimmer, or whatever?" And he goes, "Well, let me tell you a David Schwimmer story." He goes, first of all, we're really good friends." He's like, and I'm coming off of this, that, and the other, and they're like, "Well, we want to make this pilot with you, and it's going to be 3 different couples all living and hang out together, and it's going to be a TV show." They shot the pilot and showed it to the networks, NBC, and NBC was like, it's kind of been done. We're kind of tired of it, and shot it down. And Jonathan Silverman's like, okay, fine. And like 6 or 7 months later, and him and David Schwimmer competed against each other for the role for this pilot. And 6 months later, they called Jonathan Silverman again, and they're like, you know what? We decided to retool that show. You're not going to be couples. You're just all going to be friends. That way we can do a bunch of stuff with the dating, and it'll be really cool. And Jonathan Silverman goes, yeah, I think I'm not interested. I'm going to go do this other thing. And David Schwimmer calls him and says, hey, they called me back for that role that you had got. You sure you don't want it? And he's like, no. And it was Friends.
Oh my god!
And fucking Andrew McCarthy turns and he was like, you were going to be on Friends? And it was like, holy shit.
Wow.
Like, and Jonathan Silverman's like, yeah. Uh-huh.
I could have seen him on that. Yeah.
Yes.
I
yes.
gotta tell you, I talked to Jonathan Silverman at his table. What a nice guy.
He was really nice.
Really nice.
I can't remember what he said to me in the back, but it was kind of like that. It was like just like, congenial, cool guy.
Just seemed like a regular guy.
He was,
Just a
yeah.
regular-
Yeah, I love you're like the main panel moderator at Albuquerque Comicon.
I was?
I think you did more panels than anybody else this weekend.
Did I really?
I only
guy.
did
Did a lot.
I only did 3. I think you did like 4 or 5, right?
I did.
What was your best one?
I mean,
Oh.
okay.
Your moment of like, wow.
All right.
Yeah.
I got that story
Yeah.
from today. And so I did, let's see, Weekend at Bernie's, Lord of the Rings.
You motherfucker.
Did you see it? You see the picture?
Yeah.
Honky Tonk Man and Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, David Patrick Kelly.
David Patrick Kelly. And then that was, did I help with anything else?
Elijah Wood is the reason I
I
started
think that's it.
acting.
Honestly, of all the panels I did today, and I mean the Lord of the Rings one was fucking epic,
Yeah.
but the David Patrick Kelly one blew them all away.
Really? 'Cause I didn't hear this yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
how
didn't hear
so-
this.
how
I haven't told the
Explain.
story.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Explain.
Come on.
it was great.
The
Yeah?
It was great.
Well,
Yeah.
I remember you
The
preparing.
wrestling one, come on.
I remember you
What's
preparing.
that?
The wrestling one was fucking
Oh, the wrestling one
Oh,
also. Okay, but that one I knew what they were
awesome.
gonna do.
It was awesome for a different reason. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Not on mic.
So the David Patrick Kelly, if you don't know who he is, if you watch the movie The Warriors, he's the ching 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 Warriors come out and play, and he's in The Crow, he's in Commando, he's in fuck, what is the other movie? Last Man Standing. And so okay,
Oh, and the one with Dennis Quaid.
yeah, oh yeah, Dreamscape.
Dreamscape.
And I told him right away. So he's he's getting up there. He's like in his 70s. And I wasn't supposed to do his panel. I was only supposed to do one fucking panel the whole weekend.
Really? Originally?
Yeah.
Well, how'd you get recruited for like 87?
Because like you said, like I'm,
Maybe one day. If I
because
take
because
Cullen
you know
back.
how it goes, Ming. Everybody's like, I want to do that, and then they either don't show up or they chicken out.
Yep.
And
Yeah, me and you, we don't chicken
Okay,
out.
I have a goal.
What's your goal?
I want to do one here.
We can
I've
make
done
that-
it in Houston.
We can make that happen.
All right.
One day.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I got to come
Yeah.
a couple times, right?
Yeah.
Get my name.
So the David Patrick Kelly thing, right? Immediately, like we go in, and there's like 5 people at first,
No.
and and so his handler Matt is a friend of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Osborne.
And
great
Matt,
guy.
I think Fred was supposed to do it, and Fred's like, I don't even know who this is, and I was like, I do, and I know a lot of his movies, and Fred's
Yeah.
like, will you do it? And I said yes, and then Matt, his handler, goes, yes, will you do it? And he's like, let me tell you what to talk about. I was like, you don't need to tell me. I love The Crow. I love Warriors. I love Dreamscape. And then he starts to tell me all the same movies I just told him. Like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, cool, thanks.
Yeah, I was like, I got
Yeah.
this.
But then Matt's like, he also plays the mandolin, and he will want to do that. And you shouldn't, if you
Like
really
the instrument?
yes. He's like, if you really want him to do it, it's fine, but you should steer away from that. But he'll want to do it. And I'm like, and in my mind, I'm like, oh, we're doing.
Oh, you got to do
we're
it.
fucking
You got
doing that.
That's in your head.
So
now.
I
You
sit
have
him
to.
down right away, and or no, we sit down, and he immediately he's like, you know what? There's not enough people here. He's like, let's get more intimate. He's like, everybody move closer, and he moves his chair to the front of the table. So then I have to move my chair.
yeah.
But I kind of make him get the microphone. Then right away I tell him, I'm like, I know that you were in the Warriors, but you gave me absolute nightmares from Dreamscape as the Snake Man. And if you guys have never seen that, Google
Yeah,
Dreamscape
we
Snake
talked
Man.
about that last night. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you're right.
I was a kid. I was like, fuck this, And he laughed, and So it took me a little bit to get him to start going, and we talked about the Warriors for a while, and then I made him talk about The Crow. And he started talking immediately. He's like, well, it was a tragic film. And he starts going into the whole Brendan Lee and how he was learning martial arts and all these things, right? And then he got to talk to Brandon, and he's like, your dad was one of my heroes, and I'm training. And then him and Brandon were gonna train together. And then Brandon got killed.
Yeah.
And,
Was he in the scene
No,
when it happened?
no. That's the guy who played Fun Boy.
Yeah. But David
And-
Kelly played T-Bird.
He played T-Bird.
And he's got a really
Any
good
one
death
of you
scene.
Motor City motherfuckers. Yeah.
But was he there when?
No.
No.
And he talked about how they, because of their love for Brandon, that they got together as a crew and were like, should we throw this in the trash, which is what the studio said, or should we finish this? And they were like, he would want us to finish this movie, and they did. Right?
I was very upset because I was a huge fan.
Yeah.
He was like my new action star.
Yeah.
Rapid Fire.
So-
Did you guys see Rapid Fire?
Yeah.
And then Crow.
So in an offshoot of this, one time I was in Seattle for like an afternoon because we were heading up to Bellingham, Washington. I was with my friends, and they're like, what should we do? And I was just joking. I was like, let's go to Bruce Lee's grave. And they were like, okay. And we drive over there, and we're like, yeah, this is going to be cool. And we get there, and we get out of the car, and we, as we're walking up to it, it goes from like ballyhoo and fun to like, oh, wait a minute. Brandon's here too. And
Right next to him?
And everything kind of goes, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's like a very reverent moment.
And it's this amazing like little area that they've set up for him. And there's people bring money, and they have the little like good luck Chinese like good luck things, and it was really heavy. It was like, wow, this is, and we kind of all stood there for like a good 45 minutes and just kind of like, wow.
Where
Yeah.
was this?
Like,
where?
In Seattle.
Seattle, yeah.
We're like, Bruce Lee is right here in the ground. Wow. Because we're all of a certain age. Fucking Bruce Lee is right here. And then Brandon Lee.
I mean, I liked
right
Bruce Lee, but I was a big Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
Upcoming. Was being a star.
Yeah. So then, he tells the Crow stuff, and then I bring up Commando, and he starts laughing. He's like, yeah. And I was like, you were so, he's like, and the crowd, so the crowd's coming in, and it's all people like our age. And then we talk a little bit about Commando, and he was upset because I couldn't remember the cartel leader's name in Commando. He's like, "Are you not that big a fan?" I was like, "I've seen Commando in like 25 years."
Just busting your balls. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, he was funny. And so then I bring up Last Man Standing, and he goes, "Oh, my favorite movie." I've
With
ever
Bruce
made."
Willis?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
Bruce
yeah.
Willis, right?
And the thing I didn't know too is in Warriors. I found this out today. In Warriors, Damon Wayans and Bruce. Buck, who do we say? Just from Die Hard. What did I say?
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis are extras in the background. I had no idea.
In the Warriors?
Yes.
Really?
What?
Yeah. He talked about it. He's like, yeah. He's like they were actors just like me, and they were up and coming, and we got them in there as extras in the background. I was like, what the fuck? That's sick. But he's like talks about Last Man Standing, and he starts going in to talk about it, about how, like, you know, he was very literary and he knew a lot about like Greek mythology. He's a theater guy.
Yeah.
And then some woman comes in, and so then like finally I'm like kind of getting through all my questions, and I'm like I need to leave time for the audience, and I need to leave time for the mandolin. I'm really like gauging my time.
Yeah.
And this woman, the first question, this woman goes, "So I saw a video online of you playing your mandolin and serenading David Lynch on the set of
Twin Peaks.
Yes." And she's like, "Can you talk about that?" And he starts talking about how he's a musician, and how all these directors always want him to play. And when he got the part on Twin Peaks, someone told him, like, David Lynch is a really big music guy, so bring your guitar and he will be all about it. And so he did. And so then someone filmed him singing to David Lynch, right? And he went on and on about all his stuff, all about Twin Peaks, and he went through all that stuff. And then somewhere in there, he starts talking about how he's Irish, and him and somebody else went back and found all their roots, and they traced all of their Irish roots back to Cork in Ireland.
Wow.
And so then, people, the audience questions were great, and then I asked him one more time, like, one more question. I was like, "So what is your, the role that you've done in your life?" Because if you look at his accolades, he's got a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, and he just got done doing Twin Peaks, and his agent was like, "You're on the biggest TV show. What do you want to do next?" And he was like, "Oh, I want to go do this Greek play in the theater." And his fucking agent was like, "Are you fucking stupid?" And he's like, You're on one of the biggest TV shows in the world. He's like, "This is our time." And he's like, "Nope, that's what I want to do."
Wow.
And so he went and did it, and that's like kind of how his career's always been. And then then I was like, "Well, I heard that you brought your mandolin with you. I hope that's not a machine gun." And he laughed. And I was like, "Would you play us a song?" And he goes, "Well, I guess I can." And he was gonna do it, whether I said it to him or not.
He was ready.
And some people kind of left, and then they were not ready to hear music. I guess it's fine, like 2 or 3.
Did he bring it on stage with him?
What's that?
Did he bring the mandolin on stage?
Well, it was in a small room, but he had it. Yeah, he brought it in the room with him. And at this point, Matt had showed up, and so he gets the mandolin out. He kind of tunes it up, and I'm like, I'm not ready to. I don't know if I'm ready to. Like, I'm like, how is he gonna sound? And he tunes it in, and like all of a sudden, he starts playing and singing. And he sings an old Irish song on the mandolin and sings it. And I think it was the song he sang to David Lynch. Is it not right? And it was fucking chilling.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah! Somebody filmed it.
Oh.
And I don't know. He saw it already because I talked to Matt, and Matt's like, yeah, he watched it. And Matt thanked me. He's like, Matt was like, later on, I saw Matt, and Matt's like, yeah, that was really great. He really had a good time on that. And that was only like his 4th panel ever.
Oh wow!
Did he sing it in Gaelic?
He didn't sing it in Gaelic, but he sang
Gaelic.
The translation.
But he sang it, and he sang he even told it, like he told us. See, that's the thing. He not only knew the song, he knew
it in Gaelic.
He knew it in Gaelic, and he knew but it was he sang it in English, but he told us who translated it.
Wow.
Like he knew. And he sang it, and it was fucking beautiful, and it gave me goosebumps. And I went and sat in the audience and just kind of sat on the side and was like, I filmed a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I have like about 30 seconds of it, and it's phenomenal. And I was like this like little 74-year-old man that like I've watched my whole life and has had iconic moments in the films that I've loved through my life, just sang to us, and I was like, fuck, this is amazing.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I was up
Yeah.
on the third floor.
Yeah.
The word trickled back to me because you were in the basement.
Oh, you heard this?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
oh man, that Dave
Yeah.
Kelly panel was awesome. Like he started singing. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
Chris moderated that panel.
Yeah.
It's like, good job, man.
Well, and then Matt was telling me that like there was a dude there with bagpipes, right?
There was?
Yeah. It's not today, not today.
Oh.
But yesterday. And he heard about it and he went and found the guy. And he made the guy like play like a certain drone because it's bagpipes.
Yeah.
And then he just started playing his mandolin and singing with the guy while the guy played the
Saturday?
pipes. Yeah. And I guess there's video of it somewhere.
No
and I'm like,
way.
dude, that's fucking crazy.
That's awesome.
like
Awesome. So that's your favorite now?
it was, yeah.
that's cool.
And then the
man.
other one he was talking about the $1 Million Man, Ted
Oh my
DiBiase,
God, yeah.
and Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah.
We go in and we
That go.
Fred, dude, it was Smiley.
Awesome.
It was the spite panel of the con.
Yeah.
Oh my
meaning.
God, I bet.
The $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and the Honky Tonk Man are disgruntled. They are not. They don't like the current product of professional wrestling whatsoever.
This is the girls.
There's two things. There's two things.
Can
that-
they be the two guys in the Muppets?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Waldorf
Yeah.
and Statler.
They don't like two things: modern wrestling
Okay.
and the fucking Ultimate Warrior.
Okay.
Really?
Fuck no.
Why?
Well, it's well known that he was not a good worker, and he was very stiff, and he did not know how to actually do the wrestling, and he was just really like so popular the WWE had no choice to like,
So he's just a showman?
yeah.
Yeah, he didn't
And
really wrestle very well.
Everyone in the locker room has a story where they talk about how and it's just in a complete narcissistic shitbag. Wow. And they called him the ultimate idiot so much because he didn't even know who they were talking about. Roger was like, "Who's the ultimate idiot? What wrestler was that?" And I was like, "The Ultimate Warrior." And he goes, "Oh, yeah."
Wow. But he
And-
came later, too, right? He came
Yeah, but Ted DiBiase and so the Honky Tonk Man at one point. So it was funny because like right away, they were disgruntled. They were not fucking happy. And I look at Fred, and Fred does the like, and I was like, and in my mind, I'm like, well, we could pull this to a happier place.
Who was more disgruntled?
Hold on.
Lucky?
I'll get there. I was like, we could pull this to a happier place and go try to really get this into a funnier direction, or we could lean into this and
shit.
dump a bunch of salt into this motherfucker. And I'm going to tell you, if you know this podcast, you know which direction Chris went.
Yes, he brought the salt shaker.
We took the salt shaker out and we dumped that motherfucker right into the open wound. And I'm like, well, let me tell you, I hated you guys when I was a kid. Right away, I tell them, I'm like, by the way, I hated you
That's
guys.
a great start.
And they turn around and they're like, thank you. That's
Yeah.
because we did our jobs.
Yep.
I hated them, too, but I liked them.
And I was like, I told one of them, I was like, if you won the title, I thought the world was going to end.
Yeah, we all did. We all did.
In the fucking Honky Tonk Man, if you want to know who was more disgruntled, it was the Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah?
He's like, I used to have passion for wrestling. I loved wrestling. Do I have passion for wrestling now? No. Do I care about wrestling anymore? No. I have other passions now. Like, he talked like that, and you're like, and the fans are just like, what in the fuck is happening here? And then finally, you know, someone brings up Harley Race, and I'm like, so is Harley Race as tough as everybody says? And all of a sudden, Teddy DiBiase was like, oh well, you know it, man. If he didn't want to do something with you, if you didn't want to do something, and Harley wanted you to do it, you're doing it. He made sure of it. You know?
Yeah, Virgil, who was with $1 Million Man, he passed away. Right?
I didn't even bring him up. I was like, I don't want there to be like a chair thrown through the fucking room.
Well, I wondered, like, did he actually like him, or they just stuck together?
I did not. He did
didn't
not
broach that subject.
No, he did not. I know he does not.
Yeah.
So I didn't even bring it up. And they were already lit. And so we're like the Honky Tonk Man. This is literally something the Honky Tonk Man said. Because he wrestled, he lost the Intercontinental title to the Ultimate Warrior in like 11 seconds.
Wow.
And he's like, why did I lose the title in 11 seconds? Because I didn't want to get killed. That's why. Because he's a goddamn idiot.
Wow.
And I was like, hell yeah, like right? Did he say yeah?
I love that you like prodded that though.
Yeah,
I love
like-
that you're like freaking pouring gasoline on that fire. That's
Oh
awesome.
shit! Yeah, and we kept going.
Amazing.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and we
man.
just kept doing it, and I was like, "Fuck this!" And Roger was like, "He's like, man, I really was hoping you guys to do that." I was like, "Hell no! I wanted to fucking hear the fuck because these guys are not happy." You know? And they're like, I don't know what people call this now. It ain't wrestling. It's like tumbling and you know. there's a wrestler in the crowd from DCCW, and he's talking about how he got hit with a chair and it broke his collarbone. Now he has a scar, and he goes, you know how you keep from that happening? He's like, you don't do it.
I walked by Honky Tonk today, and he was talking to some girl.
Yeah.
And the girl's like, "Oh, I saw this Elvis impersonator the other night," and he's like, "Was he good or did he suck?"
Yeah,
and that's all I heard. I was like, "Walked by."
Dude, and he's funny too. He's like, I wasn't good at singing. I wasn't good at playing the guitar, and I damn sure wasn't good at dancing. He's all, but that was the whole damn point. He's like, I was a bad guy, and you hated me, and the whole point was you hated me, and and he was not wrong. Am I wrong? Were they wrong on any things that they were mad about?
I hated him, but I liked him.
Yeah,
I hated him.
They were not wrong on their points, but it was very like, get off my goddamn lawn, you kids. Yeah, it was so much of that.
It's still cool though. Like, you know, we're the same age where we would watch WWF on TV. Like, did you ever think like 30 years later?
No, fuck no.
You'd be on a stage with these two.
But then they were the bad guys.
Yeah,
right. They were the bad guys.
No. They were the bad
guys.
I'm not kidding. I thought if the $1 Million Man, I thought the $1 Million Man. Sorry, but like I thought the $1 Million Man. I was a kid. I was like, if he wins the title, WWF is over.
Yeah, my life is over.
Yeah,
but he could have won his cheating because he.
This can't happen,
right?
So then I asked them because I started to steer them towards like, let's tell some stories of like people like Harley Race, because Harley Race is a legendary figure in wrestling behind the scenes.
Yeah, the king.
And he was legitimately known as like being one of the tough guys, and Harley was like one of the, and then I was like, okay, but right at the end I'm like. And I shouldn't have done this and I saw Fred's face when I did it, but because we were like struggling for time, I was like, "Can you guys tell Andre the Giant story?"
Oh, nice!
Oh, that's great.
And what do you tell?
And the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase's like, "Oh yeah." Well, they started talking about if Andre so the Honky Tonk Man goes, "Well, if Andre didn't like you, he didn't like you, and he told you, he'd hit you with the back of his hand, and he'd be like, get away," and he's like, and that was it. He's like, you didn't come back and try to salvage things. He's like, you were done. And there wasn't nothing you could do about it because it was Andre. And he's like, and if he hated you and you had to wrestle him, if he did a move where he would sit on you in the ring and he would hold the rope so that it held his weight, but if he didn't like you, he let go of the rope. He was 500 pounds. And he's like, he hated Jake Roberts. So he would throw Jake Roberts down on the mat.
Snake Roberts?
Yeah, and then he would stand on Jake the Snake's hair and then grab him by his hands and go, get up, and lift him while he was standing on his fucking hair. Oh, my God. And I'm like, damn. And then Ted DiBiase goes, I was in Japan with Andre. And he's like, Japan's like smaller, and he's like, the people are smaller, and they're more used to packing into everything. He's like, I get on the elevator, and Andre's on the elevator. He's like, let's go eat, boss. He's like, okay. He's like, every floor, more and more people get in, and they just pack in and pack in. He's like, soon we have no room. And I feel a big hand hit me in the back. And I look over, and Andre's like, winks. And he goes, and then I hear the longest, loudest fart I've ever heard in my life. And he goes, that poor Japanese man that was right behind him, I'm surprised he didn't die. And he goes, and the smell. And he goes, immediately the door opened on the next floor, and everyone but us got off, and they were screaming in Japanese about whatever. And he goes, don't get close to the big man. I was like, that was great.
That's a great story.
Yeah. And then that's how it ended, and they were kind of they smiled at the end, but yeah, it was good too. It was good. Like, I feel like the fans left that and they were like, it was memorable.
Did they do well at the con?
I don't know. I think so.
Yeah, I saw people over at their tables.
They
Yeah.
the room was full.
Yeah,
when we did the panel. There was a good probably like 30, 40 people in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Southwest. They definitely have a following for sure.
Well, and it was all like our fans. Our fans were like, I knew like most of the crowd.
Yeah.
So, but
that's
yeah,
cool.
but
makes me happy, man. Because I think 3 years ago, I think you were there just at the con, and they're like, we need someone to moderate a wrestling panel. Like, so Chris was like, I'll do it.
I was out with you. And Saleh walked up behind me and got me in a chokehold. We were drunk at Sister Bar, and he's like, hey, can you moderate the wrestling panel tomorrow? It's like the night before. I was like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Who was it then?
It was Kane, Lita, Gold Dust.
Yeah, it was a good panel. And
Kane
so
isn't Kane like a political guy now?
Yeah.
yeah,
But I don't. Here's what I'm gonna say about that. Kane, he and I don't have the same politics. One of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life. Because there was somebody that was out on stage with him, I won't say who was not nice, and it was ultra not nice. And Kane was the opposite. Kane didn't want to get off stage. And then when we get back in the green room, and the dude's 6'10". I'm 6'1", 6'2". He comes up to me. He like beelines for me, and he reaches out his hand, and I go to shake his hand, and he puts his other hand around it, and he's like, looks down at me like I'm a child, and he goes, "Thank you so much. That was amazing." And I was like, "It was an honor." And he's like, "Stop it. You're awesome." He's like, "Thank you so much for that." He was so nice.
that's cool.
Yeah.
You know why he did that? Because you knew what you were talking about. Yeah, you asked very good questions.
And
I went
Gold
to that
Dust
panel.
also great. Yeah. And then Ming is so good. It's funny. So Ming does Elvira today.
Yeah.
And it was weird because when I saw Elvira like
Congratulations.
when I saw Elvira put on the thing, I was like, "Oh, cool, Elvira's gonna be here." And like sometimes you don't realize the weight of like the guests till they're here, and then I'm like, "Oh man, Elvira's here," and then so many people were like, "I can't fucking believe Elvira," and you got to think that she's such a part of our childhood.
Yeah.
And Ming gets up there. Well, hold on.
Icon.
One of our friends, Sarah, she's a local comedian, Sarah Kennedy, who's on this show a lot. She's a big Elvira fan, and she is like, "Man, I wish I could do the panel for Elvira." And so they hit me up. Solly hits me up, and he's like, "Which panels do you want?" And I'm like, the only one I picked was Weekend at Bernie's, because I was like, I really love that movie, and all three of them are here.
So good.
And it would be so fun, and it's Andrew McCarthy and Jonathan Silverman. And I look at the thing, and I was like, "Hey, who's doing Elvira?" And he's like, "Oh, I think I have Ming." And I was like, "Sarah Kennedy would totally do it if you asked her." And he's like, "Oh." And like he's like, "Do you have her number?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I text her. I was like, "Mr. Solly's going to call you, I think, about Elvira." And he doesn't. He calls her about, I guess he had some other panels that he was struggling to get these.
Yeah.
It was like real like women in film or something, like, I don't even know what it was, but it was.
I wonder who you could get next time that works with film.
He got I guess Sarah did it and killed it.
Yeah.
So then Sarah's like, "Well, they didn't get me to do Elvira, but she's like, which is cool, but she's like, but they asked me to do two other ones." And I was like, she's like, "I'm stoked," because I guess she's never done it before. I didn't know this. And I was like, "Well, who's doing the Elvira?" And she goes, "Ming." And I go, "Oh, he'll let you do that with him." And she's like, "Oh, well, all right." And so I asked Ming, and you're like, "Yeah, fuck it, I don't care."
Yeah, and it worked out well. So, Elvira's a LGBTQ plus icon. I'm like, it was Sarah, dude, totally get up there.
Oh yeah, and Sarah messaged me afterwards, and thanked me. She's like, that was. She's like, my heart is like blowing up. Maybe is Brody still in here? Are we taking her out?
But Brody's right behind you.
Oh, so like
very protective.
Sarah's like, "I owe you a beer tonight." That was insane. But like, I'm watching the Elvira panel, and Ming's like, he's like, "You have some really amazing products." He's like, "One of them is the Elvira salt shakers, where each one of your boobs is salt, one's salt and one's pepper." And I'm sitting next to Roger, and Roger like looks it up.
Yeah.
And you found them?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really exists, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's on everything, like clothing.
Everything. She's got everything going, yeah.
Figures,
Like
Funko Pop figures.
Cassandra Peterson, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cassandra Peterson.
And I'll tell you this, she's 73.
Yeah,
and
she looks good for that.
Looks good.
Yeah.
She's smoking.
I mean, Ming was impressed by her looks.
I'm always impressed by her looks. Yeah, I love her, man. I love her.
Are you really getting a lifestyle or like a big bust or a big what is it?
So my opening thing was like, hey, I just want to tell you, I just put a deposit down on you, meaning there's a statue that just came out of her, like a really elaborate one, and it's not cheap.
Oh shit, we have all kinds of comments that I've just been ignoring.
Oh
yeah,
wow,
it's not cheap, but no, I actually bought a statue, and I was like, I've always wanted to wake up next to you, and now I can. Because I'm going to get a statue from a company called Tweeterhead.
But you met her on Comic Book Man, right?
Yep, she was on Comic Book Man.
What?
She was like one of our...
already got to meet her? That's amazing.
Yeah, she was an amazing guest. So it was cool. So when she came in, she was like, "Oh, you're moderating this? Oh, cool." We started talking, and then she was like, "Hey, I was like, hey, are you okay with the fires? Are you from LA?" She's like, "No, I live in Portland."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "Cool, I've been to Portland." She's like, "Do you ever get back there?" I'm like, here and there." She's like, "Well, if you ever get back there, do you have my number?" I'm like, "No." So she's like, "Here, take my number. Like, if you're ever back there, we can hang out." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, what? So yeah, she gave me her phone number.
My family all lives in Portland.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're good, Smiley, maybe I'll invite you along.
It could be Smiley, Ming, and Cassandra Peterson
I would be
and your
totally,
family.
I'd be totally fine with that.
Yeah, but I mean, bottom line, she's like one of the coolest women, not coolest people I've ever met, not just women, but she was cool.
Yeah.
And we see each other at conventions every so often, so we greet each other. And I was like, "Hey, if you don't have anyone for that panel,
was that your first panel with her?
That was my first panel with her, and I think she had a good time.
Oh wow!
So,
Now hold on. So so we have Duke City Warrior in the chat,
Okay.
and she says hello. So hello back. She wrote, "I was luckily enough to catch the Comic-Con live stream on Facebook, and the female who was filming it did a fantastic job. She was very polite and respectful. At one point, I felt bad because she went up to one of the guests. I forgot his name, but she got something incorrect regarding him. But he kept pointing it out and laughed rather loudly at her, rudely, I may add. I felt bad. I just wanted to give her a hug over the screen. I made sure to leave some nice comments toward her in a hope it made her probably day. But
who was this? I gotta know, man.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Because Michelle, who did the live stream, is here.
Oh, it was her?
Yes.
No
So,
way.
Michelle, hold on. Sit down.
Michelle, that was you?
People are talking about you.
Yeah.
Are you going right there? Are you going to the? Are you grabbing something?
Is it okay if I grab the guitar?
Oh, yes, but will you grab me something out of this?
Yeah.
No, other way.
Do you want
Yeah.
can you get her over here and I'll swing the mic over?
Yeah.
Can I swing the mic over
It,
to her?
it won't work that direction.
Yeah, you're gonna have to switch
I'll switch.
places.
I'll switch places.
Okay, because we want to hear this.
We gotta
Yeah.
hear the
Yeah,
story.
Michelle, you got to come here.
Yeah, we got to hear. Michelle, you got to talk on the microphone because someone just said something about
Someone
you.
shouted you
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. CJ, sit over
Yeah, I'm
there.
gonna move.
He's gonna
Michelle's
move.
gonna come back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or either way.
I was going to.
Okay.
Either one.
CJ, sit here.
Michelle.
Michelle, sit
Yeah.
over here.
We're yeah.
Use my seat real quick.
You're on. You're on.
Yeah, sit down.
Yeah, we're good.
No,
We're
she
good.
got mine.
Smiley, will you get me something out of there, please?
We're
Thank
good.
you. Please and thank you.
Hey, how's it
So,
This is Michelle.
What's your last name, Michelle?
Loudon.
Loudon. So this is so you did the live stream.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Do that again. Talking again.
Yeah, I was with Player One Productions,
Okay.
and I usually just live stream on my YouTube channel. But then he just kind of set me loose on the floor and was
Yeah.
like, "Go for it, go
All right.
live stream."
So there's so we have a somebody who was watching the live stream, and you have to answer something that they've asked.
Oh, great.
I
Okay.
don't, and maybe Can I have something here? I keep asking for something, and I just keep seeing shit move. There we go. That fine, perfect. So this lady, Duke City Warrior, asked.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to catch the Comic-Con live stream on Facebook, and the female who was filming it did a fantastic job. She was very polite and respectful. At one point, I felt bad because she went up to one of the guests. I forgot his name. But she got something incorrect regarding him. He kept pointing it out and laughed rather loudly at her rudely, I may add. It felt bad. I just wanted to give her a hug over the screen. I made sure to leave some nice comments toward her
That's
Yeah.
very sweet.
to help it made, and I don't know what the rest of it
And
is.
that was you.
That
Michelle.
was. I would have to look up who he was, but it was one
Yeah.
of the Star Trek actors, and I.
Oh, one of those nerds. I'm
It
just
was
kidding.
my fault. I got a detail wrong. Like, I was looking up. He was on Star Trek Enterprise, and
I was on the third deck, actually.
he was the pilot, and
Yeah.
I got his name wrong, his character name wrong, and it was okay. Like, I don't.
I was the ensign, actually.
But I heard that he was kind of cranky before I ran into him.
Who was the Star Trek person then?
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I can't even remember. I didn't know there were any Star Trek actors.
No, there was, but was it the one that was like an alien?
No.
Not a human. Oh,
No. I can find him really quick.
yeah. And Duke City Warrior said, "Yep, there she is."
Yep, there she is.
See,
Yep.
we know Duke City Warrior. We know everybody.
Yeah.
Telling
Something
you.
Montgomery. Anthony Montgomery. I
Anthony
think.
Montgomery.
No,
What's-
no. Don't like talk shit.
I'm not.
He's
I'm
fine.
not.
I mean, you can talk shit if you want, but
Yeah.
I will find.
But I mean,
you,
was he mean about
Anthony
it?
Montgomery.
Or was he just like busting your balls?
he was busting my balls.
Okay,
It's okay. I
that's
don't take it
fair.
personally because I
That's
was
fair.
like, I was kind of tired and I did fuck it
Yeah.
up. So
She comes up to me. Let me hold on. I'm doing Duke City Championship Wrestling because we did that on Friday night, right? I see her walking around, and she like walks past me, and I was like, wait, I know her. That's Michelle. And then she finally comes back over. She goes, I thought that was you. And she's like standing there streaming while we're talking, and she's filming. And then she goes, oh wait, they want me to go talk to some wrestlers, so I have to go. And she like walks off, and I was like, oh, okay, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah.
Fucking wrestlers.
Yeah.
I work out.
Yeah. Well, Michelle, you have fans out there.
Well, let me tell
I
you a
felt
story,
bad for you.
Michelle. The
Yeah.
Honky Tonk Man and Ted DiBiase hate the new wrestlers.
Yeah.
Really?
They do, yeah.
I spoke to Honky Tonk Man, and he was like, he seemed to feel bad that he was a villain. Like, and I was like, no, it means you did your job if people hate you.
Please don't do that during the show. Please stop. Please stop doing that. Please stop doing that right now. All right. Yeah. Because she'll just bark like that, and then we'll just have a barking podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Sorry.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Yeah.
I'm glad that like you're kind of
Yeah.
like the main panel moderator now.
I guess I
Pretty
was,
cool.
right?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you did more than anybody else.
Well, and then, dude, okay. So they did the Lord of the Rings one, right? And I was not supposed to. I wasn't even a fucking part of that. And Fred is like, dude, I've never even really watched it. I don't know shit about it. And
Does Fred know anything about pop culture?
no, not really. It's sports. He's a sports guy.
Okay.
I used to live with someone that
Yeah.
teaches a Tolkien class.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you who taught us a fucking Tolkien class was Gimli, Jonathan
Rhys Davies.
Rhys
Dude,
Davies.
he is a Tolkien like expert. Like not reading the material, but knows the about him.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck me.
Yeah, he's legit, and he's a really cool dude too.
Well, and then that guy could just like literally read the phone book to me, and I'd be like, yeah. I didn't even know we had those places here. I had no idea.
There's someone called Magnus Samson.
Wow.
Amazing.
ABC Plumbing.
Yeah.
Huh. But his voice is amazing.
Yeah.
So
I heard he narrated the entire like NIV Bible.
I will have to pick that up
I
now.
will totally listen to that.
So we're doing the Lord of the Rings panel, like, and they're bringing us out. And Buck and I both have the same last name, but we're not related. So they call me Aaron. And I'm like, what the fuck? And the guy's like, well, they said you were Aaron Burnett? And I was like, no, I'm Chris Burnett, but he's also Aaron Burnett. So then Aaron gets on the mic, and he's like, this is Chris Burnett. He's in front of, like, I don't know how many people were in there. How many people do you think were in there?
It was a lot.
A couple
Yeah,
thousand,
it was
right?
a lot.
A couple thousand people. He's like, this guy's the mayor of downtown. He's probably better than the mayor we have now. And I'm like, fuck. And I was like, you ain't got to say that. Now I'm going to get shot. And like people laughed. I was like, you know, run for mayor.
I would vote for you for sure.
Yeah.
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 So out of all the people there, because there were like over 130
Yeah.
media guests, like TV and film guests.
I
Was there one person that you got to meet and you're like, oh, that was cool, man, or were you excited about?
well, let me go this direction.
Okay.
You say the 130 something, and it didn't hit me till today, till we were walking around, because like yesterday you couldn't walk around.
No.
There's so 25,000 people.
No,
in
there were
there.
so many people that fire marshal stopped letting people
Yeah.
in. Like you can't,
So
you can't do this.
So I didn't go downstairs.
You guys sold out the convention center?
Literally almost 2 days in a row.
Yeah,
They
we-
didn't allow it in. They didn't allow
Dude,
it.
yesterday they there was a line outside around the building because people had to leave for people to get in.
Oh no!
Wasn't allowed in.
Right.
Wow.
So there's like so today I finally actually walked downstairs and went to the other rooms. And I was like, "Oh, there's other guests down here."
Yeah, they put the voice actors on the second
Yeah.
floor. Some of the video game voice actors. The cast of X-Men '97 was down there.
Yeah.
What they were?
And then then on one wing there was the comic book artist.
Yep.
There was
Creators,
creator,
writers,
yeah.
artists, like artists.
every
alley.
floor had guests.
Yeah.
And I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it was cool.
And then Chavo Guerrero was by himself. But I mean the Lord of the Rings guys, of course. Andrew McCarthy was a big one because Andrew McCarthy was in Pretty in Pink, Weekend at Bernie's, fuck.
Yeah,
Well,
16 Candles.
No, he wasn't in 16
Not
Candles.
16.
No,
Some kind of wonderful.
no.
No, St. Elmo's Fire. Sorry.
St. Elmo's Fire.
I'm just-
Fire.
And so immediately when I took a picture with him and them, I sent it to my sister like,
Green and
yeah.
pink.
Not to show her I like met him. I wanted to show her like I've made it. I met you fucking like the dude you wanted to go down.
Don't you do
directed
that?
me.
Don't you do that every year?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
directed me. He directed me, Andrew McCarthy.
God dang this guy. So Andrew McCarthy was a big one, but like like fucking Elijah Wood.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude, that was the whole reason I wanted to go, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't make it for it.
Sean Astin, I was like, this is gonna be cool. And then after it was over, like, you know how this is. You like somebody, and then you meet them, and then you're like, fuck, I am more of a fan now of you. Sean Astin is impressive as a human being. He was in Goonies, one of the biggest, things of all time pop culture.
Yes.
I mean, right?
Yes.
He was in Stranger Things.
Yes.
Which is, nobody watches that, right? He was in Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Like, what in the shit? What's the other? There's a fourth one I was trying to think of. Like, this dude falls into, like, some of the most major pop culture things of all time.
Yeah, but he makes it iconic. Rudy. Yes.
Rudy.
Rudy's the
Oh,
fourth
Rudy
one.
was the other. Rudy.
Thank you,
Yeah,
CJ.
Rudy. And I'm like, because people were like, Rudy. And I was like, laughing on it. And then the guy's like, I just got my master's degree in, like, civics or something. He goes, because I'm ultra interested in, because, like, Jonathan Rhys Davies was like, this guy will be not only a politician, he will be one of the highest offices in the land, if not the highest office in the land. Like, that's how he like said. And John Astin's like, oh man, and he came to me years ago and said, I'm going to learn politics, and I laughed in his face, and like,
Now
and
I
he
was laughing.
and he goes, yeah, now he has his master's in civics, and he wants to get into politics, and he wants to become a mid-level politician, and he thinks that the way we can fix our society is to make mid-level, like local government and state government
Yes.
to be the biggest things in our lives,
Yeah.
and not national government. And I was like, I couldn't agree with this more. I
Yeah,
love you.
what-
You're so amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I talk about this every day.
And then you know what I did? I took off my jersey and I said, Coach, I want Rudy to play for me. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be I will vote for Rudy.
That's cool. And
Yeah.
you bought one autograph, correct?
No. Oh, I did buy one autograph.
Which one? Who'd you
I
get?
bought one autograph. And I think you have it. I left it.
I do. I have
so-
it. Don't worry, it's safe.
So So a couple years ago at Duke City Comicon,
Which is Albuquerque Comic Con's like sister show.
it's like the little brother show or little sister show, and Keith Coogan is there from Don't Tell Mom, The Babysitter's Dead,
Toy Soldiers.
Toy Soldiers, yeah, all these movies that I grew up with. And I see him, and I'm kind of like, oh, that guy, and he's older, and he's like, hey, what's up, man? Come on over, talk to me. And I was like, I'm busy, and I walked up. And then later on, I was like, wow, that was a fucking dick move.
You snubbed Keith
I
Coogan?
did.
Wow.
I fucking did.
And you even admitted to it on air.
And then one day I'm watching this, like, you know how Ming and I are really good friends on a lot of things, and especially obscure, weird movies, right? And there's obscure, weird movies that I'll go back and rewatch every couple years, and I think you probably do that too. And one of them is this, and I'm a big 80s surf movie guy. I love 80s surf movies. And North Shore, I watch it every couple years.
Yeah.
Under the Boardwalk, I watch every couple years.
Yeah.
Well, I heard. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, please.
Okay, so one of the guests that was
Yeah.
there this weekend is Jim Beaver, and he was in a Guillermo del Toro film called Crimson Peak.
Yeah.
that
Oh,
I
yeah.
had never heard of. Have you guys seen that film?
It's amazing. I love it.
I gotta watch it because I
Yeah.
love Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
And
that was Tom
Yeah.
Hiddleston and who was the actress in that? Amazing film. Like,
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
yeah.
Yeah, but
So-
Under the Boardwalk, though.
So I'm rewatching this movie, and I hear the narrator talking, and then all of a sudden I see him, I'm like, what the fuck? That's Keith Coogan. Keith Coogan is in this fucking movie, and I was a fucking asshole to him. And the whole time I watched the movie, I'm like, what a dickhead I am. So I see he's coming back, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna write this wrong.
Okay. And
So
how did you proceed to do
yesterday I'm walking through looking at all the different people that are here, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy, if I do a panel for somebody, I'll probably buy the thing. And I see him sitting there, and I walk over and I sit down, and there's not, he doesn't have a crowd. I mean, people know him, but they're I don't know why he doesn't draw a crowd. And I look at him, I said, if you have a poster of Under the Boardwalk, I'll buy it right now and have you sign it.
that? And?
And he looks at me and he goes, oh man, that's like a Roger Corman film, basically. Which is like, you don't know Roger Corman. Roger Corman's like a B movie guy from the 80s, and again, I like a lot of his fucking movies. And I was like, yep. I said, I've watched that movie hundreds of times. I love it. And I mean, you're the straight guy that becomes a surfer by the end. And he's like, well, let me see. And he's like, because none of them are on the table.
Yeah.
And he pulls out a fucking notebook and flips through. And as he's flipping through this notebook, I'm like, seeing his like IMDb live. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy's been in a lot of shit.
A lot of stuff.
And he gets all the way to the end, and he's like, and he's like, oh, and he flips back a couple, and he goes, there it is.
No, he had one?
One.
No way.
And he goes, hell yeah. And it's like him straight edge from the movie, and it says under the boardwalk underneath. And it's probably, it's his headshot from like the 80s. But it says under the boardwalk. And he's like, $40, you get to pick out a toy, you get a selfie, and I'll autograph it for you. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? That's like insane. And
that's cool, dude.
And he proceeds to start telling me, like he's on a panel, the behind the scenes things that happened on Under the Boardwalk, how they partied for real, how he was so stoked he got to meet Sonny Bono.
Yeah.
And
you got your own private panel, basically.
So then I'm like, well, did you surf? Yeah. And he's like, no, my mom, and there was kind of a little bit of like tragic right there. He's like, no, my mom wouldn't let me surf even though I grew up in California because she was afraid I'd mess up my face and I couldn't do commercials and pay the bills. And I was like, that's kind of fucked up. And then he goes, so then when I finally was in a surfing movie, I had to go learn how to surf. And he was like, I'm stoked. I was stoked about it. I was like, can you still surf? And he goes, I could go surf.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah. And it was great.
That's awesome.
That was it. That's the only one I got.
Know
That's
that
awesome.
his grandfather was the kid in Charlie Chaplin's movie The Kid.
I didn't know that.
He was a child.
So that microphone doesn't work that direction.
No.
I can't keep telling you that. There
Can
you
you hear me?
go. Yeah, that's better.
Well, so he was the kid
Yeah,
in
I
Charlie Chaplin's. I teach film, so his grandfather was the kid
Right.
in Charlie Chaplin's movie The Kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that kid grew up and became Uncle Fester on the Addams Family.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Jackie Coogan.
Jackie Coogan. So he is, and he talks about it, and he talks to me about it quite a bit. But he is like Hollywood royalty.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
You're right about that. Yeah. And was not Jackie Coogan? Well, no, that's somebody different.
Yeah. So
But
did you you righted the wrong?
I did.
would
I feel
say.
like I did. Yeah.
That's
I
cool.
was-
So who else?
I was there, and it was awesome. It was a cool moment.
Yeah.
So did you snub anybody this year that you
No,
have to
no,
write
no.
the wrong for next year?
Well, Sam Beckett was in my body.
oh,
and
right. And
I
you,
just
and
hope-
you made the leap.
I just hope the next leap is the leap home.
Yeah.
I thought he was supposed to be nice to people, though.
You can go fuck yourself, Smiley.
Yeah, real quick, my big one, and it's
Yeah.
one that relates to both of us. We both love the movie Bloodsport
Yes.
with Jean-Claude Van
Yes.
Damme.
And I didn't do this. Yeah. So
And
I guess
we're-
I did snap somebody's view.
Yeah, we're constantly quoting it, but Donald Gibb.
You are next.
Donald Gibb was there.
Donald Gibb was there.
Who plays Ray Jackson?
And not only that, nerds, who I quote all the
Yeah,
time.
I love him in that, but I think I love him as Ray Jackson.
Yeah.
And we're always quoting.
Okay, USA.
Okay, USA. And
He was also in First and 10
Yeah.
when it was on HBO.
Yeah, but I walked by, I shook his hand. And
You
I
got
was
to
like,
see
man,
boobies on that show.
I love you. He couldn't have been nicer. And when he was leaving, he stopped me. He was like, "Hey man, it was great to see you. I'll see you at the next one." And he went down the elevator.
And then you were like, you are next.
You are next.
Wait,
yeah.
didn't you guys go like at the convention and like?
No, we didn't make it across
You
the
didn't make
street.
it across the street. Oh no.
On the subject of somebody you met at the con that you love.
Turn that mic like straight up.
Oh, like straight.
Yes.
Like,
No, like I have.
Yes.
Oh,
There you
that
go.
way. Okay.
Yeah.
On the subject of someone you met that you ended up loving more, so I ran into David Grievous from the Underworld movies, and I knew him as this
Yeah.
one character. He's a really big guy with an incredibly deep voice. But when I was researching him, I found out he actually co-wrote the movie. So I was really stoked to meet him.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then you were like leaving, and he goes, "You are next."
Next.
I just want people to do that all the time.
Yeah. So, so you had a good time then?
Oh yeah.
Me or yeah?
Well, all of you.
I
No.
had an amazing time, but I'll tell you what, and
Okay.
this is unexpected,
Okay.
very unexpected.
Okay.
Raymond Cruz. I
Yes.
teach film. The guy heard I taught film. He's like, he brought me over. He's talking about
Tuco. Yeah.
Tuco. He was so nice, and he was talking to me about how he was in theater for 10 years
Yeah.
before it, and he went on and on about cool stuff, and then he signed a free autograph for my classroom, picture and everything from no money.
And he's like, tight.
And he goes tight.
Yeah.
And he's
How
like,
much-
tell your students.
All right, hold on. Go ahead. Yeah.
that tell your students this story, and he said that he went up to who was the creator?
Vince Gilligan.
Vince Gilligan. And he was
I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Vincent Gilligan.
Yes. So Vincent Gilligan, he was a dick to him, and he said, "I want this. I want to work only on weekends. I want to." And he said, "I was a total dick to him." He goes,
I want to do it my way.
I want to do it my way. All this stuff, and he's like, and he was being basically the character.
Yeah.
And Vince Gilligan goes, "Okay."
You let him do it.
Wow.
Let him do it.
Yeah, it
Vince,
worked out.
No, Vince Gilligan went, well, all right, man. Because he has that like southern like talk accent. Yeah.
So of all the people,
Yeah.
So did he snort crystal meth off of your ass? Is the question.
Oh,
Yeah.
not my ass, but yeah.
He might have. Ming.
That's a Wolf of Wall Street question.
No.
So Ming.
Yeah, I mean,
Who is the person you were excited to see?
I know it was definitely Donald Gibb. Just because we're constantly quoting Bloodsport. So.
Yeah. You and I have like people like our iconic people aren't like the norm of. I mean, we do have those. I mean, it's like the fucking Avengers. I mean, but there's people like if somebody from Pump Up the Volume was there, we'd be like, holy shit, are you kidding me?
Yeah, we got like Samantha Matheson.
Yeah, we met her.
Yeah.
Do you imagine? See, for me, so you guys talk about Pump Up the Volume, and Pump Up the Volume was a movie for me that helped do this, but a bigger one for me was Talk Radio with Eric Bogosian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If Eric Bogosian was here, I would fucking be like, holy shit.
The bad guy from Under Siege 2.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Talk Radio?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, you should watch it.
Yeah, that's on my
I watch
list
it.
when I get
It's
back.
one of those ones I watch once a year.
Yeah. I take my cues from you, dude.
Yeah.
He's a very big theater guy, very huge in theater, and so is Philip Seymour
I'm
Hoffman.
sorry. Are you saying the guy who's a playwright that wrote Suburbia
Yes.
is a very big theater guy? Okay, cool.
No, but he did some movies. But
And
he
Talk Radio was a play.
Yeah.
So the movie Talk Radio is from a play. The play is based on a DJ from Denver, Colorado, who was murdered.
Yeah.
Because of who he was on the air. He was leaving the station and somebody shot him because of who he was on the air. So
Yeah, right on, man. So good 2025 then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are we doing for time?
It's 7. We're gonna go check out the Lowriders on Central.
Yeah.
So
Okay, let's do it.
Sure. But
All right. Why does
I
it keep showing a thumbs down for me?
I don't know.
Oh, that's
but
us.
we always recap the con, and I just wanted to do a real quick one. Also, CJ's here. I podcasting here is part of my Albuquerque experience, so I had to give that here to you for sure.
Dude, watch this. As soon as we just immediately thumbs down, watch this.
Okay.
No, what the fuck?
I know,
It's
of course.
Yeah.
So,
of course.
Can I just say that I wanted to be on this podcast, and that I am honored, and thank you so much.
Of course.
Oh my god.
Of course.
I always wanted to. I heard you. I talked to you. I listened to you guys forever.
This guy.
Well, I do a lot with Ming, and I always said I want to go to Albuquerque and be on 10 drink minimum. That's like a goal.
And I said no right away.
Thank you.
And Ming on the side, he's like, dude, CJ.
Please, he might.
Yeah, that was me on the side. I was like,
my voice. You know what? My voice was shot all day, and it came back because of you.
Yeah,
He's Ming's like, CJ doesn't have a lot in his life, dude. This is it.
We don't even get into my life. It's crazy.
I begged. I was like, dude, CJ's the coolest person I've
Smiley's like,
met.
all right, dude, you have 10 favors I have to do.
The show.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Did you tell him he had to take it literally and drink 10 drinks before he came on here? Because
so before
it
you
sounds
came,
like he did.
And we kind of were joking about it, but I was going to try to be serious and tell you that you had to steal a car and burn it on the Mesa.
Well, we're gonna go see
I've seen some fire.
But Chris, I am honored. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. And
we're happy to have you here.
I wanted you to be like, well, Ming hadn't have to do that. I'd be like, are you kidding? Ming does it every year. That's why That's why he loves it here.
Every year.
You get to burn a car on the Mesa.
Yeah.
Hey, motherfucker.
But yeah, I'm glad we finally got you here. I think we showed you a pretty proper experience.
Yeah. Well, we're not done yet. We're gonna go see the Lowriders.
They gotta come to Jersey now.
I gotta come to Jersey now.
Yeah, dude, we came to you.
Yeah.
You gotta come to us. We promised you a great time, dude.
Come on, talk hard.
All right.
East Coast.
Yeah.
Talk hard, baby.
Yeah. You promised me Eric Bogosian will be there. I'm just kidding.
That's not happening.
Fuck.
But I love that you're a very big part of Albuquerque Comicon now.
I know it's. You know what? 100%. Let me thank Ming Chen right now.
No, let me thank you, man.
Dude, no, fuck that. Ming Chen is my friend. He brought me into Albuquerque Comicon.
Yeah.
He's put me in that like world, which they've become my family. They kind of like he gets to go around and do whatever he wants. They let him. And then now I kind of get that, like I walk in and I'm like in the green room. I'm walking around. No one says a fucking word to me. They're like, "Oh, there's Chris," and so we, and that's because of you, because you're such a great guy, and I love you, and you're one of my best friends on the planet, and I'm so when you're coming in the weeks up to, like, it's the thing I'm looking forward to, and I love. So
likewise, my friend.
Oh,
likewise for sure. But listen, this is my second home here when I'm in Albuquerque.
Oh, totally.
I appreciate it. And the Chris Burnett 10 Drink Minimum experience is key.
Oh,
it's key. It's the reason I want to come back every year. But big shout out to Jim Burleson, who pulled off an amazing convention.
He did, yeah.
And always welcomes
me
back.
And I was telling someone, I was like, and like people complain about the Comic-Con online, and I loved reading the comments, and it's like, if you don't like it, don't you're telling people how it sucks. It just gets bigger and bigger every year. It was so big. It was so big.
Don't come.
Like, and I said they will not address anything until it starts dwindling.
Yeah, exactly. So, but this year, huge success.
Jesus, man,
everyone got to experience it. And
someone's like, they need to move it to a bigger venue, and I'm like, which is where?
Yeah.
Yeah. One that holds 40,000.
This is our convention center.
I was telling somebody, I was like, this is getting Comic Palooza level size.
Oh yeah,
like,
sure.
It did, right? I mean, it was that big. This year.
Yeah, we're like San Diego Comic-Con. We're heading that way, man. We're heading that way. So
yeah, but I just want to say that everyone was so friendly. Everyone here in Albuquerque was so amazing.
Yeah.
I'm a Jersey guy. I came out here.
I know you didn't get shot, not once.
You get shot once.
Not once.
Not one time. Did you buy paper
I
drugs?
went to a bar first night here for the real quick. We went when I first came in.
Yeah.
The next night we went back, and the guy at the door who's in charge goes, "Welcome back, CJ."
Yeah.
And I was like,
Brandon Smith. Thank you for remembering his name.
I'm floored. I'm floored, and I'm honored, and I'm coming back soon.
What I do love is Roger and CJ got the Albuquerque experience as we were driving down the street, and I think it was a phone book, which I don't know where they got from, was randomly on fire on the sidewalk.
That's awesome.
And
you were about to get out of the car.
We were trying to like look for liquid in the car to dump on this.
You really wanted to put out a fire? Dude,
yeah,
you get shot doing that, dude.
No, and this is again. I'm getting there. So Roger starts to get out of the car, and there's a dude like beelining for the fire with a stick, and we're like, "Oh, never mind.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good." And it's going out. Like fucking Albuquerque, and I'm like driving away. I'm like, "Welcome to Albuquerque."
Yeah, right on.
Here we go.
So cool. So lowriders, and then we're heading to El Rey for there's a benefit concert.
Yeah,
is that correct?
For the LA fires. Thank you guys.
Is that the bar we went to last night?
What's that?
What?
Oh, fine.
Yeah, no, it's right there. It's where we're going.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for watching. With that,
we are 10 drink
minimum.
minimum.
Woo, woo.